Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Welcome to ABC4 News at 10. I'm Glenn Mills.
And I'm Emily Flores. We thank you for joining us here tonight. We do begin with new developments. The missing LDS missionary in New Zealand has been found alive. The Ogden missionary was unaccounted for after a cyclone hit the small town in New Zealand where he was living. Logan Williams' mother sent us this photo of him and his service companion confirming he is okay. He was one of two missionaries for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who had not been heard from since the cyclone slammed the coastal town where they were serving 10 days ago. Just this afternoon, though, Williams' family says they are in an evacuation zone, a town that was spared from the flooding, and they've just been helping take care of people who had to leave everything behind.
It's the largest economic investment in our state's history. Texas Instruments is spending $11 billion to expand in Lehi, building a semiconductor chip factory.
Yes, ABC4's Courtney Johns joins us live in studio to explain why the company chose Utah. Courtney.
Yeah, Emily, the company says Lehi is the perfect spot for several reasons, including the fact that they already have a good idea of the type of talent they can find right here in Utah after acquiring the company Micron 14 months ago.
We got to see the incredible talent that was there, the very, innovative and creative spirit that they have.
We also talked to Ryan Starks with the governor's Office of Economic Opportunity. He says in part the state encouraged at one point the state encouraged virtually any company to build in the Beehive State, but now they're a little more selective, looking for companies that will make a lasting impact. He says Texas Instruments does this, adding 800 jobs, most of which will pay six figures. While some states provide upfront cash for a company to set up, Stark says Utah uses economic development tax increment financing, offering tax credits if the company performs both in terms of capital investment and job creation.
As they do that, they can then redeem a small percentage of their own taxes that they paid back into the form of a refundable tax credit. And so if they perform, they collect a percentage of their taxes back. And if they don't, then they're unable to collect the full amount.
So you may be asking yourself, what in the world is a semiconductor chip? Well, TI says it's pretty simple. If you think about anything that has a battery or plugs into a wall, odds are at least one chip is in that item.
All right, thank you, Courtney. And in Salt Lake City at the Capitol today, the 2023 Rally for Mental Illness, Addiction, and Recovery. Utah supports advocates for recovery awareness and the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Utah hosting the 15th annual rally. The rally held in celebration of the Utah citizens, family members, healthcare providers, advocates, and legislators who are part of a community that supports recovery from mental health and substance use disorders, mental illness, suicide, substance abuse disorders, and overdoses are Utah's greatest public health crises. Today's rally demonstrating hope for those affected.
It's no longer just scientists and conservationists, even lawmakers calling for immediate change to save the Great Salt Lake.
Yes, people from various faiths even gathering at the Capitol today, encouraging lawmakers to make Great Salt Lake a top priority. Pastors, reverends, and the faithful from around a dozen different faiths gathering in the rotunda to deliver their message to lawmakers. Their message, simple. God created the earth for all who live on it, and by caring for the lake, lawmakers will be keeping one of the greatest commandments, to love their neighbors. They encourage lawmakers to pass the laws necessary to bring the lake's water level up to the minimum healthy level, which is about 9 feet higher than where it currently sits.
We really need to draw on that deep ecology that's part of our spiritual tradition of honoring God's creation and taking care of each other.
Now, those in attendance delivered more than 800 letters to lawmakers from people encouraging them to have the faith necessary to enact laws this session to save the lake.
Turning now to a first look at the weather forecast and a clear and cold night in Salt Lake City.
Yes, indeed. With activity in the future, right, Alana?
Yeah, it was a clear and cold day as well. And we do have storms. We're not getting rid of winter weather just yet. We're dealing with a brief break. Have to show you what it looked like in downtown Salt Lake City. An All-Star night ahead of All-Star weekend. Like to see those clouds over the Wasatch. Scott Taylor catching the lights of the city tonight. We did have clean air throughout the day today, so really nice to see that. Just a great shot as the sun was going down. High pressure bringing in fairly quiet conditions. Now a few clouds sneaking sneaking in over the higher elevations, and we are going to see some clouds sneaking into the west desert underneath the ridge of high pressure that is currently building. It's going to keep us dry and it's going to keep us quiet. As we look at our temperatures, it also keeps us cold. Pretty clear skies allows for those numbers to drop. It's only 1 degree in Logan. Ogden not showing up, but we know we've got the 20s in Salt Lake and Provo. We're below freezing. It's going to be another frigid overnight. Even St. George sitting below freezing at 31. So the wind chill on top of that, even though the winds aren't as gusty as they've been, they definitely make a difference. It feels like we're in the teens along the Wasatch Front and sub-zero in Castle Country, Green River, all the way down to Hanksville. Feels like the 20s in St. George. So here we are in this pattern again. Things start to change though as we head into tomorrow, but not before another wind chill warning goes into effect, and that includes at the top of the hour at 11 o'clock. We are going to see Zion and Capitol Reef falling under new wind chill warnings, which means we're going to feel like we're dealing with sub-zero temperatures yet again. That's unusual for those areas, but on top of that, we've got to really warm things up across the state. When we do that, how we do that, and when to expect additional snow coming up in my full forecast. Glenn, Emily, over to you.
All right, Lana, thank you. Well, in addition to Sunday's game, the Slam Dunk Contest and Skills Challenge, there's another all-star competition that took place this evening. ABC4's Rick Aaron was at the Salt Palace Convention Center where it all went down.
A pitch competition sounds more like something you'd see at the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, but this was more like Shark Tank. Black entrepreneurs and tech leaders pitching their businesses to a panel of executives for big prize money. Among the 8 finalists were 4 Utahns, including Candy Tesson, the founder of a vegan bakery called Eats, Vladimir Philippe, who started a company called Cato that connects immigrant students to career opportunities in local businesses, Morgan Williams, CEO of Blended Studios, a technology platform for the trucking industry based in Lehi, and Jenna White, who launched Empire Body Waxing in Murray.
Our whole core is empowerment. Like, Utah has kind of had this stigma around waxing, like it's like sexy or taboo, but most of us are shaving, most of us are trimming, and if you are doing either of those, then you should be waxing. And at Empire, like, we're here to make people feel like the best versions of themselves, and no matter who you are, we literally wax everything on everybody. Like, there's no judgment here. It doesn't matter size, shape, gender, whatever. Like, if you want your hair gone, we'll take it for you and we'll love you the whole way through it.
In the end, White pulled it out, taking first place. Congratulations. Is it fair to say that you waxed the competition tonight?
Waxed my way to the top, yep. I'm really excited for me and the girls and everyone who supported me along the way. Like, oh, I'm stoked.
What's next for you in Empire Waxing?
I mean, I've been looking into Utah County as my first one, but also Summit County, Weber County, Davis County, then the world. Yeah.
One hair at a time, right?
Exactly. Hopefully multiple hairs at a time. One hair is a little painful.
So Jenna is the first winner of All-Star Weekend. She was originally scheduled to get $35,000, but a late contribution by the XL Corporation pumped that amount to $50,000. So she takes home the whole ball of wax. Reporting at the Salt Palace Convention Center, Rick Aaron, ABC4 News.
A one-of-a-kind playground popping up for the NBA All-Star Weekend as well, and it's not your average jungle gym. It's the Google Pixel Playground. The biggest attraction is the basketball court where people can take lessons or pick up a game. The company says their goal is to bring hoops culture to the city for anyone to enjoy.
We wanted to sort of bring that greatest pickup game of all time vibe to the space and just, create something that all the fans can come and enjoy.
The playground isn't all about shooting hoops. There's also pop-up barber shop and a nail salon. You may even see some NBA stars. It's free to the public and open tomorrow through Sunday.
And Utah's first pop-up liquor shop opened today in an effort to help with demand and traffic during the NBA All-Star Weekend. After being in the works for nearly 18 months, the Utah Department of Alcoholic Beverage Services opening its first ever pop-up liquor shop at the Salt Palace Convention Center. This in an effort to reduce, as we said, the traffic during the NBA All-Star Game. The store will have national brands and NBA basketball affiliated products with a big focus on featuring Utah distillers, brewers, and cider and winemakers. Okay, coming up, the president's first major public remarks on the discovery of a Chinese spy balloon. More on what President Biden had to say today in Washington.
And 1 dead, 3 others injured. The very latest on that shooting at a mall in El Paso, Texas.
Plus, it's cold, really cold if you just step out. Pretty clear skies, quiet conditions, high pressure's in control. But does that mean bad air is on the way? Let's talk about it in Utah's most accurate forecast.